So why is greenwashing bad? Well, no.
Did you know that natural doesn't always mean natural? Have you heard of the term greenwashing before? If not, we are going to break it down for you today and give you our opinions on brands that are greenwashing and what that means.
What that means mostly, what to look out for. Greenwashing, we think, is more prominent than ever, especially now that the green beauty industry or natural beauty industry has totally blown up.
We get questions all the time about what products are truly natural and what brands are actually just leaping through legal hoops to say that they're natural or to visually look like they're natural.
Keep watching to learn more about what greenwashing is and what brands are greenwashing.
Greenwashing is when a company makes misleading claims about the environmental or health benefits of a product, service, or even a technology to boost their sales. Using words like natural, eco-friendly, plant extract, botanical are some of the words that some of these brands are using to trick us into thinking that their product is natural. And it can be very confusing for the consumer when they go into a big store and the products are kind of telling them something that isn't true.
Other things to look out for are things like packaging. Brands will use brown colored or unbleached packaging to make things look healthier and maybe put some leaves on the packaging or put the words eco and natural on the packaging.
Or even just like green. Green is such
Just
a
green.
hot color obviously in natural products, so people will use green more and images of water and trees and botanicals and plants. That doesn't mean it's natural.
Why is greenwashing bad? It's bad because it's a brand that is misleading the consumer into thinking that they're living a healthier lifestyle, even supporting the environment, when in fact they're not at all, and they're simply, the consumer is lining the brand's product or the brand's pockets with money.
A lot of the time what people don't realize is these smaller brands are actually either sold or owned by larger corporations. And so when you think you're doing something really good for the environment or for yourself, just kind of like Amanda said, that money is going into these large corporations that own, or like Pepsi and Coca-Cola, that own brands and products that are actually really bad for us and the environment. So we already mentioned some of the common signs, but we do want to repeat it again. Things like eco, imagery that makes you think that something's natural, such as greenery or plants, plant-derived, botanical, anything like that. And even as far as vegan and cruelty-free products, a lot of people are using this language because they think that you're going to think that it is better for you just because it's vegan and just because it's cruelty-free. But no, in fact, that is not the truth.
Another tricky little phrase is contains natural ingredients. So a product might have that contains shea butter or jojoba oil, but if you flip it over and look at the ingredients, you can see all of the rest of the ingredients in the product. So make sure you do your due diligence and look at the whole thing. If you are looking for organic, you can look for a certified organic Canada label. You can look for a Fair Trade Canada label if you want something that's fair trade. If you want something that is cruelty-free, you can look for the Leaping Bunny label. Just keep in mind that that doesn't always mean that it's healthier for you, but they do have those certifications that you could potentially be looking for, so make sure you're clear on that.
And another thing is do research beyond just reading the box. Like go onto these websites and find out what this label or this what do they call it, like a stamp of approval?
Stamps of approval,
Stamps.
third-party certification.
Yeah, find out what they actually mean, because sometimes you'll see this beautiful stamp on there and it says, again, natural, and you really don't know what that means, but it could be, again, something that's tricking you. So do your research, find out what all of these stamps of approval mean, and then you can go and decide what you find is natural for yourself and what isn't, because again, it's all up to our own personal preferences as well. We need to make those decisions by doing our research and deciding what's best for us. What is a brand you thought was natural but have learned recently is greenwashing? Comment in the comment section so we can add it to our blog. So what brands are actually greenwashing. There's a lot of brands that are greenwashing,
Tons.
but
Way too many to talk
wanted
about.
to highlight some that come to us often. So the biggest one is Tarte, and as you know, Tarte is found at Sephora, and I would say that Tarte is one of those brands that visually greenwashes, and so they're the type of brand that puts botanicals and colors and visually makes you think that they're really natural. They also advertise that they use things like Amazonian clays and shea butter and plant extract, but truly when you look at the ingredient list, the product is quite similar to any other brand that you could find at Sephora. They are cruelty-free and I believe they are vegan, but again, like we highlighted earlier, this doesn't mean that they're natural.
I do want to point out with the Tarte eyeshadows, their eyeshadows do contain talc, and talc is associated with cancer. So these are just things to keep in mind when you are shopping for a more natural product. If you're a lover of Tarte and you're okay with all this information, that's great. But if not, now you know.
Some of the other most common greenwashing brands that are very popular are brands like The Body Shop and Kiehl's. This is more of a clinical skincare brand. And Burt's Bees, which is owned by a big company called Clorox, and some others.
Did we say Lush?
Nope.
Lush as well. Lush is really popular, but you know, there's a lot of people who have reactions to it as well.
I would say the biggest thing with Lush is their use of synthetic fragrances and phthalates and parabens. A lot of people, when they step into Lush, they have to actually hold their breath and they get a headache right away. So that's a big one. And then products like Aveeno, they use the imagery of like oats to be super soothing on your skin, and that's a big one. And then Bare Minerals. It's funny because a lot of people associate mineral makeup with being better for you because it's natural, when in fact there are some people who are sensitive to minerals, and so that's something that you obviously need to learn for yourself, but just because it says mineral or mineral makeup doesn't mean that it's going to be better for you.
So you can see that there is a lot out there, and it's very important for you to do your due diligence and do your research, and don't just trust the commercials and the marketing that are being thrown at you. It's really important that we speak up and make these brands aware that we know what's going on.
We also did want to make a point that can be a little bit controversial to some, especially in the green beauty world, but something that we've noticed as the industry has grown is that there's a lot of now independently owned smaller brands that are placing themselves in the green beauty category when in fact they're actually a greenwashing brand and they're not very natural at all. So this is something else that you need to be aware of and consciously doing your research. We say this a lot, do your own research, because there's a lot of brands, there's a lot of information, and we personally can't sit here and tell you what to do because it's truly up to you, but something to be aware of when you are making purchases. If you are more of a reader and would like to consume this information via blog, we've also written a blog and you can find the link in the description bar below.
Not sure where to begin with your natural makeup venture? Watch the video we made last year to help.
Do you subscribe to our newsletter? If you want to keep up with the Green Beauty Collective and receive exclusive sale information and offers, follow the newsletter link in the description bar below. You will also receive an access code for 10% off of your first online order. We're excited to have you a part of our community.
We hope this video has opened up your eyes to some of the brands that are cashing in on the green beauty movement by using trickery and marketing.
If you have any more questions about greenwashing, make sure to comment below. Do you want to learn more and engage with people just like you? We have an amazing online community called the Green Beauty Community. This is your opportunity to be a part of a group that discusses natural products, techniques, and for you to ask any burning questions you may have or advice that you may need. You can find the link to the page in the description bar below.
If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful and educational, let us know by making a comment, liking it, and subscribing to our channel. The more that we can grow, the more educational content we can put out to serve you.
As usual, we'll see you on Tuesday when we release a new video.